Welcome to Stage Media. If this is your first time joining, I want you to know that I do videos on some product reviews as well as I break down the educational science on how to apply fitness into your life. I break down the science, so pH levels, H3O2, the body functions, and how you can facilitate these things to your advantage, all right? Because if you know a lot about these things as far as elements and the way that they affect your body, then it can make your fitness goals and staying healthy a lot easier. So I've been watching Mike Rashid for some years now, ever since he wasn't even as big as he is now. But I feel like ever since I stumbled on him, he was always big. But he's got a few different products and I've been pretty excited to review them. So he's got the Ambrosia Collective. He's got a few different products and I'm going to be doing a completely raw review of all the different products. Just a disclaimer, I'm the type to not even use supplements. I like to do things natural, base things off of just foods that you can eat and facilitate the nutrients. That way, the only supplements I really use is spirulina or occasionally beetroot powder. Other than that, I just mostly base my stuff on the food that I'm going to be eating. But I'm going to be doing a body transformation soon, and I want to see if I can use some of these products to see if I can help with this body transformation, whether it's going to be an actual aid or if it's going to be something that I don't even really need. I'm going to be completely honest with the review, and just so you know, I'm not getting paid to do this review or anything. I'm just doing it as a courtesy. So hopefully this video is informational for you or educational, and I hope you get a lot of knowledge from it. So I'm going to be reviewing the whole Ambrosia Collective. So that's Kinetic, the pre-workout, Nectar, which is kind of like for recovery or the overtraining solution, and then his first one is the mental juice. I've already done a review of that one. You could check that video out, part one. And today I'm going to be doing part one of the plant-based protein Planta. You check that out. Now Planta is an all organic plant-based protein. Now it's got a lot of vitamins, minerals in there, and it's supposed to be sourced from very good sources, right? So that's the whole thing about his Ambrosia Collective, right? That's the reason why I wanted to try it. I've been watching Mike Rashid ever since before he even came out with these products. And I remember him talking about how he's working with good people to make it good and make good products, and he's working real hard, good sources, etc., etc. This is the banana maple French toast, and I got this maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I've tried it only a few times. I've kind of just been trying to save it and wanted to get through a few other things before I really tap into it too much. I've tried it a few times just to taste it. I don't want to give my thoughts on whether I want to use it again in the future or whether it's worth it, and as well as the side effects until part two. But for now, we're going to get into like the ingredients, the flavor, how it mixes, the packaging, the quality, etc., etc. Kind of like first impressions kind of thing. Now, when you look at the package, first thing I noticed is when you look at it, it's got an owl on there. So it's got like kind of like some kind of, you could call it like esoteric, occult symbolism or whatever you want to call it, but it's kind of got some similar design to kind of like how the dollar bill is. It's got like this little fretting right here with it's got like really, really tiny words on there. And I'll read it for you. It says, you are more than muscle. It says it right there across the whole thing. You are more than muscle. You are more than muscle. You are more than muscle across the whole thing right there. I really like the design of the bag. It's not just like a big old plastic tube. I feel like they're being kind of conservative, with material, instead of just giving you a big old thing that you're just going to end up throwing away. It's going to take up a whole bunch of space in your recycle bin anyway. But let's look at this thing a little bit better. It comes with 25 servings. It's got 733 grams, so 1.62 pounds. On the front it does say gluten-free, soy-free, independent testing, and vegan-friendly, so that's good. So when you look at the back, you see right here, it shows like all the different flavors that he's got right there. So it says Planta represents the perfection of plant-based protein. Taste, mixability, texture, and even bioavailability have been refined to the level of Ambrosia is known for. Everyone can benefit from introducing plant-based protein into their daily diet, and Planta is the path to do just that. All right, so think about that. Now, suggested use says mix 1 scoop of Planta with 10 to 12 ounces of water or whatever beverage you like. I've been drinking it with just like partly water, and then I fill the rest up with oat milk. But today, as a test sample to see I want to see what it tastes like with just water. I'm gonna do that specifically for this video. Now it's got all the ingredients on here. It's got plenty of vitamins, minerals, vitamin A, C, D, E, B1, B2, B3, B6, folic acid, B12, biotin, B5, calcium, phosphorus, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper, magnesium, chromium, molybdenum, chloride, sodium, potassium. So it's a whole bunch of minerals and vitamins in there. And also, if you want more information, feel free to go ahead and check out ambrosiacollective.com. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. I'm not being paid to do this video. I'm just doing this because I want to. Disclaimer, before I taste this, I want you to know that I came from the era of trying plant-based protein before plant-based protein was cool. I remember I was in the military, and years ago I was in Afghanistan, and the only thing you had to do was work out. So you'd order protein and stuff and have it sent over. And I remember I used to take the whey protein from Optimum Nutrition and different other brands. That was just the one thing that everybody did. And then I was one of the first ones to try plant-based protein because I was trying to eat clean, and I was doing a lot of research back then. And this was, when was that? 2008, 2009. 2009 was the first time I went to Afghanistan. So that's when I really started. That's when I first started getting serious into working out and like actually start trying to understand, the food and stuff like that. Actually, I take that back. It was the second time I went, so 2010. That's when I started learning from bodybuilders. They started talking to me. They would give me books, and I would start reading. That's when I started doing research because I really wanted to benefit. I wanted to be different. I wanted to be able to get as best results as possible. I didn't want to be just like everybody else. So a lot of people make fun of me for eating plant food or eating rabbit diet or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. So back in the day when plant protein was first out, it did not have good flavor. It was no flavor. It was unflavored. It tastes like nothing, and it was kind of horrible. And I only bought one bag and never tried it again. And and honestly, trying that was kind of what made me push towards going more natural, so I could just facilitate protein in different means. And I kind of found out that that stuff really wasn't even beneficial for me. The whey protein and stuff like that, I was like, it's not even really worth it. So I'm not going to take anything like this unless it's really worth it. So that's why I'm giving this a second chance to see if it's really worth it. And if you stay tuned, you'll find out in part 2 whether this is actually beneficial for me and my body transformation. Like I said, I've already tasted this. I've already tried like 3-4 times. So I already know how it mixes up pretty good. It actually has a nice smooth smell. And one thing I like about this, it mixes up with water really well, actually. So just get yourself a nice scoop. Make sure you wash your hands before you go digging in your bag. It's nasty if you got dirty workout hands and you're digging in your protein, all right? So I got some water right here. Like I said, room temperature water. The concern a lot of people have about protein or protein shakes is whether it can mix up with just, with a spoon or something, or if you have to get a shaker. I remember back in the day when you get those other protein shakes because you're trying to gain weight, and because I didn't understand too much about nutrition, the way the body works, I thought I had to get those weight gain protein shakes, and I was kind of trying to rely on supplements as far as gaining weight. And that's really not the way to go if you want real results. It takes other means besides just the supplements. The supplement is just kind of like an extra nudge to help you out as far as recovery with your strength training. If you're going to be going hard in the gym, you need something to help facilitate the extra push of nutrients and protein, et cetera, et cetera. So one thing I like about this is it's got plenty of protein in it, enough that you need for one serving. 25 grams is plenty. And when you look at the sugar, it's only got 1 gram of sugar. 1 gram of sugar is pretty good. I remember the other protein shakes I used to get back in the day had way more sugar than that. But I want to go over the protein that I use in here. It says other ingredients. So they use pea protein, brown rice protein, natural banana maple flavor, xanthan gum. It comes with a vegan vitamin and mineral blend, basically salt, monk fruit extract, sucralose, and sunflower lectin. Now, when it comes to supplement, there's no perfect supplement, but there's always supplements that are better than others. Like I've been seeing like ads and commercials. A lot of other people out there in the world, they use like this testosterone liquid stuff that you put in your mouth. Like I wouldn't advise that crap because you don't know what the side effects are going to be years down the line. But I know BS like that is getting normalized these days. So, I mean, you do what you want. But if you stay tuned, you're going to see how you can do a body transformation naturally if you choose natural supplements. And also I'm going to give you alternatives to where you don't even have to use these kind of supplements. But this right here is just an experiment, all right? It's actually pretty smooth. No blender, no shaker. And For it being plant-based, I used only water and not much sugar, only 1 gram of sugar. It's pretty good. Now I'm gonna be honest, it does have a little bit of graininess to it, but it's not clumpy or anything. When you mix it up, it's not clumpy, and that's a good thing because sometimes protein shakes, like, you have to have like a shaker. I remember back in the day, like 10 years ago, I had like a big old thermos with like a metal ball in there, like a metal mesh ball, and you shake it up to help it shake up that protein shake. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to drink the thing. So it's actually pretty good, actually. Now, just so you know, it does taste a little bit better if you use like a different kind of liquid after. Like, first, I would advise, mix it maybe part way up with water, and then the rest you could use. Like, I use oat milk. Oat milk is my favorite dairy milk alternative. I don't even drink regular milk no more. There's side effects to that, and I got videos on that for a reason. And I don't use it for a reason as well. So I either use oat milk or almond milk, and that's gonna set it off and give it like that creaminess that you're missing from the regular milk. But if you don't got that and you just want to drink it with just water, it's still not that bad as well. Because the benefits of just using water, you get less sugar, less fat. Some people just want the protein. They don't necessarily want all the fat and cholesterol, and et cetera, et cetera. They don't want sugar, and et cetera, et cetera. It helps keep it as clean as possible. That's a good thing. But as far as plant-based proteins, this one's pretty good so far. So I'm gonna start using this in my training that I'm gonna start doing. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a body transformation. Now, a movie that's really popular that just came out is Creed 3, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors. Now, these two dudes are like jacked. They're in like top physical shape, and I'm gonna be transforming myself to look like them. I like, no, right now, to be honest, I'm pretty thin. I've been focusing on my health information. I do a lot of fasting and stuff like that, so I haven't been really focused on being big or anything. But don't think that I'm not, just because I'm not big now, don't mean there wasn't a time where I wasn't. So what I'm gonna do is combine old knowledge with new knowledge. So all my information I've learned from over the past 13 to 15 years of my strength training, my exercises and techniques that I use to get big, as well as compiling with health information. All right, a lot of information as well as food tips to make sure I get the best results as possible. Now, if you want to see how I do that, I suggest you stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff, as well as I'm going to be reviewing those other products from Ambrosia. I hope I sparked some kind of interest, and make sure you guys do your own research. And this has been a review of Planta. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.